Hey guys, today I'll be answering this question of, do men really experience emotional abuse? I saw this see this on a Facebook group like, man, do men really experience emotional abuse? Of course, men experience emotional abuse because it's not mostly talked about. It's really seen as a woman thing to get hurt because they're emotional, but men are just this strong and stiff. No, men experience a lot of emotional abuse, and in fact, most of my clients have been men. But you see now, something about men is they've been conditioned to not talk about it. Like you are strong, so because of this physical masculine nature of our conditioning that we're not supposed to express our emotions, we tend to bottle things. That's why for men who experience a lot of emotional abuse, one of the main challenge they face is not talking about it. Because if they talk about it, they'll be stigmatized, because they'll be told like, how can a man experience abuse? A man should, a man is a man. Like how can words hurt a man? Because emotional abuse is this aspect where it's not physical. You are being hurt using words, using actions, like things like silent treatment, gaslighting, emotional cheating, all these things, blame shifting, all these things, anger, all these things which temper with your emotions. So because men are not deemed as emotional creatures, that's how they say, they may think that maybe those things don't have affect men. Actually, it really affects men. But now for men, instead of expressing those things, they numb their emotions. Instead of expressing, they end up numbing their emotions, or stigmatize, or not stigma, or numbing their emotions, or blunting their emotions, like not being able to feel. So they're just burying these things deep inside. That's why you may find that it may really be hard for a man to come out and then say like, hey, I've been hurt by this person so much, because you'll end up being stigmatized. You'll end up being called that you're not a man enough. Like, how can you not stand up for yourself in your family? And that's how female manipulators really thrive, because they know that if they present themselves as the victim, the society will go directly and see them as the victim. But if a man presents themselves mostly as a victim, they'll be deemed as the manipulative one. So it really gets hard when we try to group these things as men, women, or any other kind of gender. We should not really look at abuse from that perspective. We just look at abuse from an individual perspective. Even statistical things really about abuse is not the best thing to do, because when you look at it statistically, it may ignore, it may push away individuals. It doesn't matter if it's one person who's undergoing abuse. As long as you're undergoing abuse, look at you. You are undergoing the abuse. As long as you are feeling pain on the inside, just come out as you, not as men, not as women, or not as this and that. No. Focus on you. As long as something is painful or something feels off in your relationship, you might be financially exploited, you might be sexually being manipulated. As long as you feel that someone is doing something to coerce you to do something which you don't want, just know that you are in an abusive relationship. And yes, men undergo a lot of emotional abuse, but they just don't speak about it because of stigma, and because they're afraid that they'll be judged harshly, or they'll be criticized by other men, because they'll be told that you're not a man enough. Actually, a man enough is a man who speaks up and who really goes deeper, and who's really willing to face those emotions. So men, any human being, let's just call it that way, can experience emotional abuse, and it doesn't have any kind of gender. Because at the end of the day, there is no this man anxiety, woman anxiety. It's still anxiety, it's still fear, it's still pain. So let's not put gender into this, but just look at yourself. Are you feeling pain? Are you feeling deep inside that there's something which you want to express but you can't really express? You can't express with words. If you really feel that way, then it means that there's something inside there. So don't lump yourself up, or don't feel so bad if you're a man and you're being manipulated. Just speak up. There is help. Hope that makes sense, guys. Until next time, have a nice day.